Um, Good night, guys. This is a late night video. I'm gonna do a late night video. This is you know 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 past 1 in the morning to be exact. I wanted to edit this video earlier on, but I was busy in the gym as well, other things, so I was a bit distracted. But I might as well do it now. Do a bit something different. This is regarding a statement that Eddie Hearn made about John Fury, Tyson Fury's dad, about a month ago, regarding that. Tyson Fury had been a big star. He was signed with me. And that got me thinking, would it have been? Part of me says yes, because Eddie Hearn is a far better, especially a better showman than Frank Warren. But part of me thinks no. 'Cause what made Fury a star was really those wilder fights in America. Those wilder fights made him a household name. Because Eddie Hearn, again, think about it, success is AJ, white, heavyweights, great ticket sellers, but they don't know how to promote themselves. AJ already had the history with the Olympics. We had that branding intact. He was an Olympic gold medalist, so it's easy to sell AJ. Good looking guy as well. Lady love him. So it is really, to be honest with you, it's really the Sky platform what made AJ superstar. The Sky News, the biggest, probably the biggest sports platform in Europe, one of the biggest in the world. Because with Eddie Hearn, look at his fights. It's only go a certain type of fight. It's like either your brand name or on your ticket sellers, like your Derek Chisel, the AJs, Ebony Bridges. Fight like Natasha Jonas, Demetrius Andre, Devin Haney's, Callum Johnson. Callum Johnson to me was a waste of talent. He should have done way more on the Matchroom. Like Eddie Hearn's only go with certain type of fighters. If you're not a great ticket seller or established, you won't do well on the Matchroom because Eddie Hearn he did his best. We couldn't get a big fight. He couldn't make Demetrius Andre a superstar. He couldn't make David Haney superstar. David Haney had to unfortunately go to Bob to get those fights. The speed fight with George Convulsus. These are Andre couldn't get the fights he wanted either. Fortunately, Eddie Hearn he tried, but couldn't get the killer fight. Billy Joe Saunders fight. So me, I think Tyson Fury would have been a big star with Sky. Necessarily match with Sky. I say definitely with Sky. Most in the Matchroom. Because I think if Tyson Fury decided a Matchroom, it would have been. I'm not sure biggest star. It would still be second, especially the zone now. It would always been second or third best to the AJ. AJ was always getting the A-list treatment as a heavyweight, obviously the biggest cash cow in British boxing. So AJ and Fury was too powerful. He wants to be number one. He wants to be the big man in the division. So that's why I think I actually made the right decision signing with Frank Warren because Frank Warren hasn't. There's no one compared to Fury. There's the brightest choice, but no one in terms of popularity compared to Fury's level. And Fury got that superstar treatment, that A-list treatment. And again, what made Fury a superstar really was those wilder fights. And people see Al Haymon can't stand anything. They can't stand they cannot stand that relationship with just titty tatters. Hence why unfortunately never got one of the fights we always wanted, the Anthony Joshua was Deontay Wilder fight. Unfortunately that never happened and will probably never happen, maybe never happen. It looks like Wilder's fortunately retired after those 3 losses. And again, after the Wilder fight, got the WWE's exposure well. He's got the Robin Williams collaboration. Got those bestseller, books, best an author. Got the reality TV show. So ages, arguably Tyson Fury's become a superstar without Eddie Hearn, without Matchroom. 94,000 Wembley now, Dylan White. Some way more than I thought. I thought maybe 50, 60,000 or more, but 94,000, especially doing 85,000, less than 3 hours. So Fury's already become a superstar already without help of Eddie Hearn, Fast Eddie, or Puck's going to say, Fibello, Eduardo Hearn. He would have been a big star with Eddie Hearn if Eddie Hearn was still on Sky. I agree, but with the zone now, because I don't care what this zone thing is. But we'll see. But if they don't make money within the next 2 years maximum, no one's going to go away with population failure, platform. Because again, boxing. The thing with the zone is boxing is not a big enough market. You need to have the money you want to as a platform. It's not a big enough market. Boxing too niche. Let's the zone make some big moves in terms of buying UFC, WWE, football, American football, Premiership football, NFL, NBA, another major sport. He ain't making those billions back. £8 a month, especially £8 a month. And now you got the Canal fighting in the zone now. They're charging you, $64 for pay per view. Or how is it charging you in America? I don't know how much you're charging here, but I think it's free in the UK. Canal fight, but in America $64. So this fee is going to increase anyways in price, so defeating the purpose of trying to make it an affordable platform for the hardcore boxing guys or the casual boxing guys. Again, it's like Tyson Fury is likely to be the second, third, or fourth biggest. Probably definitely the third biggest star in boxing after Asian Canal. So he's really become a biggest superstar in boxing without help of Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. Because again, he signed with Fat Warren. Fat Warren gave him the A-list exposure, that treatment, that superstar treatment that he probably wouldn't have got with Eddie Hearn. Because Eddie Hearn was always put him second, third best of always under Asian and white even. So he will never been treated as number one in Eddie Matchroom. I think he wanted to be number one. We were treated him as a golden boy in Matchroom, but we've never been a golden boy. That golden boy would have been AJ. What's your thoughts, guys? I want your thoughts, comments, in this video because it's a very interesting reflection on what if Tyson Fury did sign with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, would he become a big star? I think only if Matchroom's still on Sky. I'm not too sure now the zone. I don't think definitely not the zone, but definitely on Sky, will be a bigger star. And again, Tyson Fury is a promoter's dream. He talks the talk, gives the gap. He's a showman, excellent showman. So he's talked about since the early beginning. I remember the documentary about Tyson Fury and his upbringing on ITV years ago. He also fought Sky. I think the McDermott fights were on Sky as well. So he had exposure since an early part of his career. So he's been in the public spotlight for quite a while, Tyson Fury, because he's got that large and life personality. So I think Tyson Fury is one of the ones characters that we missed out, regardless of who he was, because he knows how to sell himself. He's got a gift of the gap. So, and again, love him or hate him, Tyson Fury is definitely superstar in his own right. 94,000 at Wembley this Saturday with Dirk and White, and that's without White, a big promotion from White. You need to make a press conference in the first one. Hopefully, you will turn up tomorrow. So, Tyson Fury done very well at Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. So I think Eddie Palmer Fury definitely. I don't care when he said. I heard he definitely got it. I did sound Tyson Fury to his roster. That's probably the biggest missed opportunity. Because it made him more money. Imagine Tyson Fury was on his roster and AJ, the two big star British boxers together on his own roster. Then he'd been absolute monopoly in boxing. If I had managed to get Tyson Fury on his roster, the Matchroom money, he'd been a monopoly boxer. In fact, we would have been out of business. We bankrupt years ago. Years ago, you know. Brick top, brick top, Frank. Oh, anyway, very interesting, video. This very interesting. Tyson Fury signed with Eddie Hearn. Will he be the biggest star? Only if Eddie Hearn was still on Sky. Because that Sky machine, that's Sky what made AJ a superstar. It's really Sky that game. Because I don't even think he would have been a star. Dylan White, Kell Brook. Although I think Kelber could have done better than he did. He's actually done. I've actually become bigger star now. Still left Eddie Hearn. Now to exclusive now to the boxing Sky after that Khan fight. And again, that big core factor, through successes that those Wilder fights, which he probably may have never gotten It sounds like Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn has a poor relationship with PBC, very poor relationship with PBC. Hence why we never got those, we all wanted, the Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder fight, and if Fury didn't fight Wilder, it wouldn't have been household name. Maybe fight AJ, yes, but okay, there's Wilder what made him Fury. And again, I'll just say Fury would have been a star because he was signing with. It's got that, natural, showmanship. Anyway, what's your thought? I'm interested in your thoughts on this video, guys. If Fury signed, would Fury be a big superstar with signing? Eddie Hearn. I think only through Sky. If anyone's saying Sky, not too sure. A big part of these box success matches down to the Sky machine. Because I think Conor Bennett would have been a big star. Conor Bennett definitely not going to be not been on the Sky platform, 100%. These, Bridges would have been maybe being pay-per-view now still on Sky. Conor Bennett would be Bridges, Taylor maybe even would have been the pay-per-view stars now. They were still on Sky. I guarantee you, if Kate Taylor was still on Sky now, that Kate Taylor was Amanda Savannah being pay-per-view now. I guarantee it. Anyways, guys, what's your thoughts, guys? Comment, subscribe. Adios, amigos.